What's up, guys? I hope you're well. Today we're checking out 7 crazy F1 driver moves that nearly happened. Ooh, let's get into it.
7 crazy F1 driver moves that could have happened. Formula One is a constant moving circus when it comes to drivers and teams, and something I find incredibly interesting is potential driver transfers that were so close to happening, and if they had, could have rewritten the history books completely with different world champions. Here are 7 of the craziest. Michael Schumacher and McLaren, 1996. Any excuse to talk about my beloved Schumi, eh? Michael Schumacher and Ferrari is such a dream combination that it's hard to imagine him ever considering a move away from the team. However, there were chats. Michael and McLaren boss Ron Dennis did hold discussions about a potential drive. They met in a Monaco hotel and essentially agreed on the move until they hit one teeny weeny snag. Michael's image rights. His management wanted to control everything, which Ron was really not happy about, and so the move never happened. You'd have to say after winning 5 more titles with Ferrari, it worked out pretty well for Michael.
I think so.
Lewis Hamilton and Red Bull, 2013.
Wow.
Does everyone remember the amount of criticism Lewis Hamilton received when he moved to Mercedes from McLaren in 2013? A lot of people thought it was a move purely for the money. 6 world titles and the all-time win record later, it's turned out to be one of the best driver moves of all time. But Mercedes wasn't the only team that Lewis spoke to when he wanted to leave McLaren. The champions at the time, Red Bull, were the team he set his sights on, and Lewis chatted to team boss Christian Horner about partnering with Sebastian Vettel and taking Mark Webber's seat. The talks were apparently pretty advanced too, with lengthy discussions taking place at the British Grand Prix weekend in 2012.
Wow.
Yet the Red Bull founder Dietrich Mateschitz essentially stopped it by rewarding Mark Webber's loyalty and giving him the choice to stay at the team if he wanted. Webber did stay, and the rest is history.
Whoopsies.
Valtteri Bottas and Ferrari, 2016. In only his 3rd season in F1, Bottas was soaring with Williams. He'd led them to 3rd in the Constructors twice in 2014 and 15, and that's why Ferrari came knocking. They attempted to get him into the team to partner Sebastian Vettel for 2016. Ferrari was willing to buy out Bottas from his Williams contract to have him, but Williams blocked that move, and he stayed there for 2016. Bottas allegedly said that he didn't want to be blocked by Williams again, and luckily for him, only a year later he was allowed to go to Mercedes to replace Nico Rosberg. Bottas could have stacked up well against Vettel as a teammate, but the chances are it would be similar to his Mercedes role. What's wingman in Italian? Robert Kubica and Ferrari, 2012. This one's sad. Robert Kubica had been brilliant in 2010 at Renault and fought for race wins in a car that should have been way off the front. People paid attention and Ferrari quickly got him on board. Before the start of the 2011 season, he had signed to drive for them in 2012 and all seemed to be going to plan. That was until the winter break between seasons when Kubica suffered a massive crash during a rally in Italy. The Armco barrier came through the car and hit him. He lost part of his arm and fractured most of his right arm and leg. Kubica was unable to recover to F1 fitness for the 2012 season and missed out on the Ferrari drive. He eventually returned to F1 in Williams for the 2019 season, and the fact that he was able to drive a modern F1 car on the pace, essentially one-handed, was unbelievable. Fernando Alonso and Braun GP 2009. He really is the king of bad career choices. I'm sorry, Fernando, but it's true.
He made a good one. He's great where he is now.
At the time, but meant he almost definitely missed out on another title. In 2008, Honda, who became Braun in 2009, made Alonso an offer for an F1 drive. Alonso turned it down, which made complete sense at the time. The Honda cars that year were just dire, and he'd won a race without cheating at Renault. But if he'd said yes, then it would have been one of, if not the luckiest driver move ever. He would have gone straight into a championship-winning car, and it would have been a straight fight against Button for the title.
Wow.
Furthermore, if he'd stayed longer, that team became Mercedes and has now won 7 titles in a row. Oh, Fernando, so close once again. Daniel Ricciardo and Ferrari, 2019. Danny Rick and Ferrari have been flirting with each other for years now. Talks have been going on in the background since he was at Red Bull, and he didn't hide how hard he tried to get the seat that went to Leclerc for 2019. All through his time at Renault too, he talked to Ferrari before signing on with McLaren when Ferrari chose Carlos Sainz instead. He always seems to just miss out on that Ferrari seat. Who knows if we'll ever see Ricciardo in a red suit? It looks unlikely now they've got Leclerc and Sainz, but the match feels right with Ricciardo's Italian heritage. Kimi Raikkonen and Red Bull 2014. Mark Webber retired from Formula One at the end of 2013, and his departure opened up a spot at the best team on the grid at the time, Red Bull. The obvious frontrunner for the seat might have seemed like Ricciardo, however it was actually Kimi. Kimi was a proven champion, he'd won races for Lotus and had just broken the record for consecutive points finishes. He was assumed to be much more capable up against fresh-faced Sebastian Vettel. Ricciardo was just a Toro Rosso driver who was doing a good job. That was about it. Red Bull probably saw the Seb-Kimi partnership as too much of a risk, so they promoted Ricciardo instead, who soundly beat Seb, much to everyone's surprise.
Wow.
We got to see the Seb-Kimi combo at Ferrari anyway next year, so we didn't miss out too much.
Okay.
There you have it, 7 crazy driver moves that could have easily happened. Which one would have shocked you the most?
Wow. Excuse me. Interesting. That's kind of interesting to see what moves could have happened. Oh, Fernando, you could have gone with a winning team and you had no clue. That sucks. Oh, well, he's racing very well this year. He's, I think, third in the standings. So I'm outstanding with that. Hope you guys have a great week. With that being said, I want to thank you all for watching. Stay safe and don't forget to wash your hands. Can't talk. Bye.